Guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday, late afternoon. It's nearly midday. Hope the day's treated you well. You're looking after yourself. You're looking forward to a solid day of whatever it is that you're doing. Make sure you enjoy it. The weather's not as nice, so if you want to be productive and do things, this is the day to do it. In this video, though, we're actually talking a little bit around Ricardo Calafiori, and as well as that, a little bit of bad news regarding Tosin Adarabioyo. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say, though, if you're new, give us a subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And I will, by the way, as well, before I just jump in, I will be doing my Manchester City preview, obviously, for the game tomorrow, a little bit later on. I'm just basically waiting for Ange to do his press conference, give some updates, yada, yada, yada. All right? So that is coming, I promise. But let's jump in. And I want to start with Ricardo Calafiori. So it came from Tuttosport, who have said that Tottenham have moved to sign Ricardo Calafiori. AC Milan, Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus and Napoli have all shown an interest in signing the defender too. Bologna want 25 million euros to sell him. And as you could just see my eyes there, it's evidently gone to opening a new tab to find out euros to pounds and what that is, all right? So, look, we know we are wanting... We wanted centre-halves this summer. Lloyd Kelly was on there. Tosin Adarabioyo's on there. Obviously, I think Ricardo Calafiori is safe to say he is on there. To give you an idea, it's about £21.5 million. Okay, so let's call it £22 million. Let's round it up to the whole nearest whole one. There was also reports that Spurs want a centre back who can also masquerade a little bit at left back. If you're looking at some of the bigger teams at the moment, when you look at Man City are playing Josko Gvardiol and, at points Nathan Ake at left back. Even Akanji's been playing right back. John Stones played right back for a long time. If you then go over to Arsenal, you think Ben White's a centre back playing right back. I think Kivior is a centre half playing left back. I think. I'm not exactly sure. Don't hold me to that. I might be wrong. Even Liverpool, Joe Gomez has been playing fullbacks, and he, in theory, is a centre back by trade. So it's not uncommon now to see centre backs in the back line. Now, if you were to go the route of, let's say Mickey was starting and Kuti was starting with him, and at left back you had Ricardo Calafiori, would that mean, defensively you move to more of a sort of a back three when you have the ball, you move to sort of a back three with a holding player in front as well, sort of allowing Pedro to bomb on and do what Pedro's great at, and that's, being in the attack. Evidence on Saturday, by the way. Good goal by Pedro. Maybe. Obviously, I think we're so much a better team when we've got Desi Udogie. I think Desi Udogie is the best left back in the league at the moment. And that's not a dig, by the way, at players that you think that might be. I'm just thinking, players that maybe haven't played enough this season, like Andy Robertson, hasn't really played enough this season, hence why I can't set him. Although, historically, it is, all right? So, before anyone cries, all right? I know I seem to trigger a few people, which, by my face, you can tell I enjoy. But, I just think on this front, it's not a bad idea. Ricardo's solid, decent athletically, good with the ball. Definitely physical, has no issues getting physical, has no issues going in for tackles. He's a sort of I'd say he's more like a Dragosian Romero than he is a Mickey. I think Mickey at times can be quite finesse, not in a bad way, but finesse. I mean, obviously, let's ignore the goals. Obviously, that's finesse. But, in terms of his defensive style, he's not super aggressive. He doesn't fly into tackles. He's not, all those things. He's more of the sweeper in behind. Romero's I'm a hit, I'm a go in the ball. And Ricardo's probably a little bit more like that, if I'm honest, between the two. But I like the move. Let's call it 22 million. It's good value nowadays. I would be all over this, especially because when you listen to this next story, it may force our hands. So, it came from Craig Hope through, I think it's the Mail Sport. And he put out a report the day before saying that Newcastle are now clear favourites to sign Tosin Adarabioyo on a free. He said that the Fulham defender values ambition of the club and impressed by the project, etc., etc. And then he came out with this morning about 10:30, so about an hour and a half ago, said that this one is moving closer. We're told, as reported below, Tosin Adarabioyo to Newcastle. Impressed by the project. Impressed by the ability that he might get an absolutely crazy wage given to him, maybe. But look, I kind of assumed he was going to go abroad, if I'm honest, because obviously last summer He was really heavily linked to Monaco, and I think he had his heart set on going abroad. Played his season out at Fulham. Maybe he's an Arsenal fan. Maybe he really hates Spurs. Maybe it's that. It doesn't stop anyone. It's not. I'm not saying it is. I'm just having a bit of a joke about it. But if he wants to go to Newcastle, he wants to go to Newcastle. I think he probably looks at the centre back area, the sort of the situation. Goes, well, Dan Burn plays a little bit of left back. Botman, I'd probably say him and Shah are their main two. You've got Lascelles, but he's obviously had a really big injury. One of the other ones that's had a really big injury. Don't crucify me for that. If you're sitting there going, it's this guy. It's not up here. All right, I haven't got a clue. But there is another one that's got a long-term injury. So Lloyd Kelly and Tosin Adarabioyo, who both look like they're going there. It's smart for Newcastle, obviously, because they're quite stretched on the financial fair play PSR side of things. So it's quite smart on their part, where you've got two centre halves. I thought it would have been, Spurs would have been all over this because, free players, homegrown, Levy's all about that. But maybe Paratici's kind of gone, Daniel, come here. He says Ricardo Calafiori. We're not going for those two. We're going for him. We want Calafiori. And if Paratici says he wants someone, let's be honest, he's going to go and get him. And I think Levy kind of goes, even though it would have been cheaper to get these two guys, I do trust Paratici quite a lot. And to be honest, I trust Paratici. I do. If it comes a Serie A player, I've never been let down. Dragosian, obviously, I've always said he needs to have a fair chance of showing me he can't let me down. The only one that's really truly let us down is probably Brian Hill. So I'll take that. That's a decent track record. But we shall see. But anyway, guys, did the video. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section your thoughts and feelings about the Ricardo Calafiori interest, as well as Tosin Adarabioyo off to Newcastle. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, in the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.